I can't make my mind up today. I think that I want to paint this piece this week, this mid-century modern dresser that I paid $25 for. Or should I get started on my New Year, New to You project, hosted by Crystal at Crafty Creech DIYs and also co-hosted by DIYs by Dar. You're supposed to use a technique, color, or even furniture style that you've never tried before. And that's due on January 14th. So the videos will be up by then, and I'm super anxious to get started. Anyone who knows me knows that I hate to scrape, but I'm committing to doing this top. It's just a lot of hard work, and I'm just not into it. This girl's a painter, so I didn't want to use stripper, and I thought maybe I could scrape it pretty easily. And as you see, I am. But like I said, it just requires a little more work than I like to do. And I'm being honest. I am going to sand, but I keep walking away and then coming back to it. I'm going to take those drawers out and make sure I keep them in order so they go back in correctly. But my goal here is to strip or sand or scrape, however it may work out, the drawers and the top of the piece and the legs, and then I want to paint the sides or the basically the carcass of the piece or the shell. So that's my plan. My original plan or thought I was going to restore the whole thing, but once I get started scraping and I realize the sides aren't bad, so I am going to add a little color to them. I'm not exactly sure what direction I'm going with that yet, but anyway, stick around and we'll see what happens. More scraping to follow. Oh, the look on my face is just priceless. I'm taking a break, but so far here's how far I've come, and it's not looking bad. So I just need to flip it around and finish the other side. Meanwhile, I decide to sand the drawers. I start with 80 grit, then I move to 120 grit, then 220 grit. have the dresser on its side, and I use the sander to remove the finish from the legs. And fortunately, that comes off really easily. I also take advantage of the time while it's on its side to give it a scuff sand with the 220 grit. Then I decide to flip it back on its top. I'm done scraping, so I'm going to use the sander to remove the rest of this paint. I don't know why I didn't start this way. I just thought it would scrape, but you know what? This is much easier. I scuff sand the remaining drawer fronts with the 220 grit. I realized that there is a little chunk missing from the front of the piece, but it's nothing serious, so I used Dixie mud to fill in. While that's drying, I try to decide what color I want to use on the sides. So I Googled 2024 colors. And the Pantone color of the year is called Peach Fuzz. I don't know. I am feeling that in clothing, but right now just not feeling it for decor. So I might like it in upholstered furniture. This other color, persimmon, which is kind of a terracotta color, is coming up, and lots of blues also. So I decided to go to my fan deck, and I choose this Dixie Belle silk color, and it's called Cape Current. I think it's a beautiful color, and it has just a little bit of a hint, a little purpley hint in it, which some of the blues that I saw had a hint of lilac in them as well. So that's my choice. I'm going blue. I'm taking advantage of the piece being on its side, and I'm going to coat the sides. Remember, I did a scuff sand, so I'm just using this paint that has the primer and the sealer all built in. So I'm going to give it 2 nice coats while it's on its side, and then I'll do some of the staining also while it's on its side, and then we'll flip it and finish it up. My son got me this shawl for Christmas, and this was the first day I wore it. I did not get any paint on it. I'm finally deciding to take it off because I don't want to get any paint on it. But I got little fuzzies from it, so that's why I was picking out from the paint. So you'll see me picking at it, and it got little fuzzies everywhere. So just, you want to watch that in your paint. Make sure your first coat's nice and smooth. I mask off the metal collar around the bottom of the legs and use some Au Naturel water-based Voodoo Gel Stain from Dixie Belle. I was planning on using the oil-based American Honey, but it kind of got dried up, so lesson learned, put your lids on tight, kids. But I really like this stain as well, so I'm just brushing it on and wiping it off. doesn't take long for that water-based stain to dry, so I give it a coat of the satin clear coat to seal it. I'm simply using a glass cleaner to spray on the hardware and just cleaning that up a bit. I plan on painting it, but I want to see what cleaning it will do. And to be honest, it doesn't do a whole lot, but at least I know they're clean and ready for paint. Outside, it's a little breezy, and I'm working with the remainder of a can of paint, so we'll see if it stretches that far. Back inside, I move the tape now to cover the stained part. And here's a little trick that I learned a while back. So if you take some water and you spray the spray paint in it, then you sort of make a liquid version of this spray in the can. So that was a lot easier for me to use with those legs, because the spray paint just kind of floats on top. So after that was dry, I felt like I needed just a little bit more, so I took gold gilding wax. And wow, let me tell you, layering that gold gilding wax on that spray paint really took it up a notch. So I was pretty happy with that. The gilding wax will dry hard and it won't come off on your hands. So I do the rest of the hardware that way as well. With the piece back up on its feet, I take the plastic bag off of my roller tray and resume painting the other side. After staining the top, I then apply the satin clear coat. I return the hardware to the piece, and I think it's looking pretty good. I decide to touch up the insides of the dresser so that you have a nice clean look when you open the drawers. I decide to add some detail on the dovetailing. I really feel like you couldn't see this feature very well, And of course, that's an indicator of a well-made piece of furniture. So I decide to give that little pop of surprise when you open the drawer. But that's not all I have in store. This is an easy process. Some people think it takes a steady hand. Yes and no, but really the tool that you use or your brush is more important than a steady hand. So I'm choosing a square-shaped small brush or a rectangle-shaped, and I just work with that flat edge and put it against the flat edges of the dovetail joint. And it's really pretty easy. On the top drawer, I decide to reverse the process since the top drawer is stained. So here comes that extra pop that I mentioned. I'm lining up a stencil. This is a Dixie Belle stencil. I forget the name of it, but I feel like it has a real mid-century modern design. And I'm just using that same brush that I've been using. It's not a stencil brush, but I offloaded most of the paint, and I'm just kind of going in different directions just to get the paint through the stencil. On that top drawer where I did the reverse, I'm using the gilding wax again, and I'm using a different portion of the stencil and just adding a design in the middle just to make that top drawer stand out a little bit. I'm using Big Mama's Butter in Orange Grove. I wish you could smell how amazing this smells. And I'm using it on the insides of the drawers and all throughout the piece so that the drawers glide easily. I lightly sand with a 220 over where I stenciled after it dried, and then I use the Big Mama's Butter over that. So stay tuned in the upcoming weeks for the New Year challenge and a few other changes in my channel. I'm going to be doing changing up my Tuesday talk, and I'm going to be making exclusive content for my channel members. So it's only 99 cents to join, so you might want to become a channel member and get some exclusive content. These videos will be once a week, and they'll be in the form of usually thrift flips or small decor pieces. And to top things off, I have to stamp it and sign it. It's Kind of my new statement designs thing. Remember what this piece looked like before? And here it is after, ready to sell. I hope my color selection is a winner. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so very much for watching today. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. I'd love it if you share the video as well. Find Statement Designs on social media as Statement Designs on Instagram and Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok, and of course right here on YouTube. Visit the website at statementdesigns.org. And as always, stay well.